Someone's got to tell them. Someone needs to hear this.
I would even like to give a little advice.
Yes, you are getting an education, but above all, it's business. And so that's why I call it being a professional student. Making it through a semester successfully without interruptions. I would say the first thing to note is always do things early when it comes to paperwork, documentation. Do things early because more than likely something's going to get prolonged in that process. And you want to give yourself enough space to correct it. For example, there was a semester where I started school, everything was smooth, there was no problem. What happened was the business office, they were behind and they were having some hiccups. So I did everything I needed to do, but they still need to do their part. And they got behind on what it was they needed to do on their part. And unfortunately, they made a mistake. They told me I could not start class because something with the money. On my part, I wasn't seeing whatever they were saying and it wasn't true. But at the end of the day, it's their business. So you have to follow their rules. You have to do what their system says, which is you can't go to class. And so it was like 2 months later where they acknowledged that they made a mistake and that I could go to class. However, because it was so far into the semester, their protocol was that I needed to go to each of those classes and get the teacher to sign a specific form stating that they give me permission to go to that class. Which, had I started on time, I would not have to go through this dance with each teacher. And so, of course, I declined to do that and I chose to sit out that semester. There was one semester, and it was on the news for the university I went to, where they had overbooked the dorms. The school had to rent out nearby hotels just to have somewhere to place these students that came from all over the country and some out of the country. So there was people who couldn't keep their assigned dorm and they had to live off campus and rely on the transportation that the school managed to get a hold of to fix the mistake that they made, which was a technical error. The system got messed up. So that's why you want to be on time. You want to be early, not just on time. You want to be early in everything you do when it comes to being a resident on campus, because you just never know when the system's going to mess up. Don't wait till the last minute to move in on campus. Set that atmosphere of roommates that left better, that had an interest in how can I be more professional and, not just take life willy-nilly, but to be more serious. This is serious being on campus. Another thing is take summer courses. Take summer courses. Don't have those summer breaks with everybody else. Every time your school offers a semester, be in those classes because that gets you to graduate earlier. Because I stayed in school every summer, I graduated in 4 years. Always do summer school because even if you don't have those hiccups of failing a class and retaking it, you will graduate early. There's no reason to not take a summer class other than to have a break. And why need a break if this is business? Unless I am a wife with kids and I have other things or I own businesses to where I have to be part-time, I need to be full-time. And coming straight out of high school, you need to be a full-time student. Another thing with business is not starting at a university, but starting in a community college. And I say that because I had 2 siblings that went to community college. They graduated after 2 years with no debt because community colleges are so much cheaper than a university to where they use only grants to pay for schooling. But universities is so expensive that I had to use both grants and loans. Not only did they not have the debt that I had after 2 years, but they had a degree after 2 years. I thought going to a university after 2 years, they'll give me an associate's and then give me my degree. No, you got to do the whole 4 years and get your bachelor's. Another thing, on-campus jobs. Before I had work study, I was broke. The refund feels like free money, but it's not. It's a loan, and you'll have to pay that back. I can't stress that enough. I would say be present with the news of your campus. There are things that the campus or that the college will offer to prepare you for having a job or getting a job. This is going to wrap up How to Be a Professional Student.